Yeah, so I got thrown. I was fitness modeling in New York City for a while, and I was getting thrown into different directions. Like
When was like what time period was
so
this?
in 2017, I got signed by State Management, one of like
Okay.
the best model agencies in New York City, and it was for fitness. And then I was thrown into like different things. Like I would go to an Hermes shoot, and I'm a fitness person. Like what am I doing here? Then my agent would send me some fun things like, okay, this is for like, and now I can disclose it, but it was for like a Marvel movie, an acting, know your script kind of thing.
No
It
way.
was so cool. I
Wow.
wish I booked it because that would be amazing.
Wait, but that's so cool to add to your resume. So how did you get started within this? Did you go and like pitch yourself to agencies or?
No, so you know what's really about who you know.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend, now my husband, he had a friend. She was an agent for Wilhelmina, and I told her I wanted to be signed with Wilhelmina, and then she was like, "All right, well, I got you. Another agency is looking for you." I was like, "Okay." I went into the agency, went into the interview, got signed. It was
Wow.
so cool. I have like zero experience, but I manifested this. Like I've always manifested that I wanted to be a fitness model. I wanted to be in a
Wow.
magazine. I wanted to do like some cool ass fitness things. It keeps
Which-
getting better.
Congratulations again on Women's Health magazine.
Thank you.
Which is so huge, and I know we were talking about that before we even sat down.
Yeah.
But continue, because I want to like tap back to that.
Yeah. So I have zero experience. So anyone that's looking to become a model, you don't need experience. Like you just need to be confident. Be confident, walk into the room and you learn, you know, every casting you go to, you keep constantly learning. So I remember getting to my first casting, it was for Adidas. I walked into the room.
Wow,
It was
that's so cool.
so cool. I walked into the room and I was like, I'm so excited. This is my first casting. And like I had this really tall girl look down at me and she was like, "You're here for the casting?" And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, yeah. I mean, are you?
You're like, what are you here for?
Yeah. And she was like, yeah. So like right then and there when I walked through that door, like I already felt insecure. I was
Wow.
like, am I not a part of this? Like, do I not look like I should be for this job? I booked the job.
Woohoo!
And the girl didn't book the job, so it was me and two other people.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was like a Carly Kloss like collection. She was there
No
the day before. I
way.
wish I got to meet her because that would have been
Wow.
like so incredible.
Yeah.
But like I manifested all of these crazy things that I never thought I could do, and I did them.
What is your like biggest tip for manifestation? Do you have like a vision board? Do you journal? Like, what is your?
At like such a young age, I didn't really know what manifestation is, but I used to write all over my notebook like destined for greatness, destined for greatness. And like whatever my greatness meant in my head was like, all right, I am going to be like seen. I'm always going to be seen. That's what I always wanted to be. And whether that be like with modeling, with fitness, like with my
Wow.
clients.
Yeah.
But I've never wrote it down. I've always said it out loud.
Wow.
Yeah, and I always said I wanted to book Adidas. Like years ago. Like way
Wow.
before I booked this job. I just said it out loud.
Uh-huh.
And it happened.
Yeah, and that's how it works. And I feel like the more you put emphasis, the more like you think about it, it actually comes to real life. Like
Yeah.
I'm such a big believer in The Secret.
Ooh.
Like I'm obsessed with The Secret.
What is that?
It's like okay, so it's like originally it was a book,
Okay.
and then it was turned into a movie, and it's basically the idea of law of attraction. Like the more you think, the more you speak, the more you feel like you have something, the more that the universe, the more that God like brings it into you faster.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe in all of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like it's happened.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has happened like every little aspect. I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
I like always dreamt of this. This is happening.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you more about when you started your app.
Yes.
So we were chatting, and I was like, wait, pause. Let's just turn on the mic now, because I love getting to know everyone before we like sit down on the couch.
Yeah.
And like actually get to talk. But we were talking, and I asked you, I was like, how did you get down to South Florida? Well, I had met you I didn't actually meet you, but I saw you at the Nike workout.
Yes, that's where I saw you too.
Yeah.
I noticed you. I was like, oh my God, she's so stinking cute. Is she half Filipino? What's her nationality? Because you're half, right?
I'm
What's your-
like
a mix?
75. So I'm half Thai, like half full Thai. My mom's
Oh.
Thai. And then my dad is half Taiwanese, half American.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of like a mutt.
Oh my God, so yes, I was like, oh my, I don't see, so now coming from New York City down to Florida, I don't see a lot of like Asian people.
Yeah.
So like, that's why I was like, who is she? Because I like don't know a lot of Asians down here.
Wait, but that's what I thought about you when
Oh
I saw
my
you.
God.
And you told me, I was like, wait, no way, because I remember you hugging Is it
Jacqueline.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Jacqueline. I've never gone to one of her workouts.
Oh.
It was so much fun.
Yes.
It was so intense.
So intense. And you
Oh
know
my
what?
gosh.
So funny. She's so intense, like with her workouts. But then when you talk to her, she is just the sweetest thing ever. So she like turns on her like coaching cap,
Yeah.
and like she goes in on us. But it was like a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. I like went to because it was for swim week, so I was thinking it was gonna be like super like calm, like we were just gonna do a couple hit workouts.
Yeah.
No, she's like screaming at us. I was like, wait, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then I saw you guys hug, and I looked at and I was like, oh my god, she's beautiful, and I could see your dark tan complexion
Yeah.
and your eyes. So what is your ethnicity?
So I'm Filipino, Spanish, and Syrian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's
So my dad is Filipino. My mom was, so this gets crazy. So my mom was born in the Philippines, went back to Spain. Her family is Spanish and Syrian.
Wow.
My dad was born in the Philippines. At the age of 1, he moved to Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah, and then so my parents met in Nigeria because their parents were best friends.
No way.
And
Small
then
world.
and then my dad moved to the States, to New York City, when he was in high school or college.
Okay.
And then he was just like, if you meet my dad, like he looks so Asian, but when he opens his mouth, you're like, wait, this doesn't match. He's like so New York City.
My dad's the opposite.
Really?
My dad looks more American,
Uh-huh.
and then when he opens his mouth, because he has such a deep, heavy accent,
Yeah.
you can tell he's like obviously Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's
I
opposite.
know. So you moved down here 2 years ago to South Florida.
Yes.
Have you always been in Boca?
Yes.
Okay. And then what brought you down here?
So the pandemic came around and I lost everything. Like I lost all my jobs. I was opening up a gym.
Wow.
And me and my boyfriend like sat around like thinking like, what are we gonna do? You know, it was supposed to be 2 weeks. We were all planning for 2
Yeah.
weeks, and then 2 months later, when we were opening up the gym, we're like, we can't open up the gym. We'll be in debt. So we pulled out, which was probably the best decision.
In the city.
In New York,
Okay.
yes. And then me and my fiance, me and my husband were looking at houses in Long Island, and then I had like a feeling. I've been saying I wanted to move to Florida for the longest time, and I'm like, why don't we just pull the trigger and let's just do it? And he was like, no, he was totally against it.
And where is he? Is he from New York?
He's
too?
from New York
Okay.
also. He's from Long Island. I'm from Queens.
Okay.
So like we're totally like, if you ever met us, like you'd be like, you guys are like total opposites.
But that's why it works.
That's why it works. Like
Yeah.
opposites attract. So I told him, I'm like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go to Boca. I found an agent. I remember coming down here. We saw like 25 houses in one weekend.
Oh my gosh.
And he cried in the hotel room, like, I don't want to leave New York. Like, I can't believe you're making me do this. And I'm like, we don't have kids. We have no other commitments. I can
Yeah.
work virtually. You can work virtually. Like, we're fine. Like, let's take this leap of faith. And if we do end up having another pandemic, we're in Florida. Like, at least we're not in the cold like in New York. It was miserable.
Yeah. And everything was open down here too.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything was open. So that really attracted me to come down here.
Wow.
And long behold, he's obsessed with being with Florida, loves Boca. And like, I'm
Good.
kind of having that I miss home kind of feeling.
Really?
Yeah, so
Do you
I'm
think
like,
you'll ever move back?
I would love to be a snowbird. And my friends laugh. They're like, what are you, like retired? I'm like, no, but like, the retired people really have it good. Like, they're really snowbirds and they're living their life. Like, that's what I
Yeah.
want to do.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I say the same. Like down here right now in the heat of summer, it's like it's miserable. So like going home, I was like, oh, I want to be back here. Like I want to do both too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it's in season, when it comes around November, December, oh my God, it's the best time here.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I feel like the energy down here is just so different too than the city. I mean, like we talked about this earlier, but I'm not super familiar with the city as much as you are. I've only gone in a couple times, but I do love like the Soho areas. I
Yeah.
love like Midtown. I have cousins that live in Brooklyn.
Ah.
So I love the city, but it's such a different atmosphere.
Yes.
And how
Totally
was like
different.
balancing that when you moved here first?
Thankfully, Boca doesn't feel like too suburby.
yeah.
Like, it feels like a little city, but, a little bit of a suburb kind of emerge. I don't think I can go any, like, suburb than that. But it feels great, and it feels like almost like a renewal. Like, I feel brand new, and, like, I do love the city life, and I love, like, waking up and the hustle and all of that, but it's when I moved down here, it kind of, like, relaxed me a little bit.
Yeah.
And I kind of embrace it. Every time we get off our flight and when we get down here, we're like, I already feel calm. Once we get off that flight at JFK or LaGuardia, I'm like, my heart is pounding. I gotta run through this plane. I gotta make sure I'm out of the door first. You know, like that
Yeah.
anxiety of it is just
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah, no, that's so true. I feel like when I'm in New York, it's like back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, so like you book up your entire schedule. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then how did Training with T, how was that born? Like, what is the birth story?
So the birth story of Training with T was I actually started with like personal training at New York Sports Club in 2015. I graduated with nutrition and exercise sciences. I wanted to become a physical therapist.
Okay.
For the Yankees to be specific. And
Really?
that was my manifestation, like full on. That was my dream.
Wow.
And then I became a trainer just to make money on the side, just to save up for PT school.
Yeah.
And I ended up falling in love with it. And
Wow.
then I was just like playing around. I remember I was like on my iPhone notes, like, what should I make my Instagram name, you know?
Yeah.
And then something just like felt good. Like Training with T sounded like it just rolls off the tongue real well. And I made the Instagram, and I can't even tell you, Instagram grew my business. Like I was saying, like I was writing my blog. I'm going back to blogging.
Yeah.
I'm writing my blog. I'm doing an introduction. I went back, and I was like, I can't believe Instagram made me grow. Like my business, my name, my brand
Yeah.
off of this like free social media platform. And then I kind of just rolled with it with like personal training. And 2020, February 2020, I got approached to release my own app. And I was like, oh
Wow.
my God, this is my dream. I always wanted to do it. Let me do it. You know,
Wow.
like I didn't even think twice about
Uh-huh.
it. And I started the app. It was honestly like, I say this because I mentor for other trainers. I'm like, this is probably the hardest thing ever is running an
Really?
app, starting an app, keeping the app running.
Why is that?
So it's your low ticket item that you sell, but you have to talk about it every single day.
Okay.
And it can be really exhausting. I film at least like twice a week for new content.
Okay.
And you know, it's a lot on my body, it's a lot on me and my team to promote a lot on the
Yeah.
app when I have other high ticket items that like, you know, make more money, and I should be shifting my gear towards that side. So if I could give, like I said this to my people, the trainers, like if you are really looking for an app, like really think about it. Because I thought with my emotion, like, oh my God, this is a dream come true.
As like
you
most
know?
of us do, though.
Yeah, like I was
Yeah.
so excited, but I didn't have a mentor or someone to guide me through it. So I was like, you know, there was a lot of growing pains on my side. Like no one would have ever known like I had growing pains, but I was learning a lot through it, which
Yeah.
made me, you know, a stronger business owner and understanding. So, you know, there's like the pros and the cons, but I love my app because it reaches like people worldwide. Like there's people from all over the world. We just got someone on there from Egypt.
Oh my
like we have
gosh.
people from Thailand, Germany, so many like Ireland, like so many places all over the world that like
Yeah.
it's like such an honor. I'm like, you chose me to be your trainer and to be on this app. Like I give them that personalization. Like if I know you're on the app, I shout you out. You know, like I'll always message them, they'll message me. Like I just want that personalization as much as possible because like an app can be, you know, so disconnecting,
Yeah.
you know?
Wow. Okay, that is so cool, and also I think it speaks to how much like love you give into your workouts.
Yeah.
Because even as like a social media, like even as a follower of yours, like I see how much you are connected with your community and your audience,
Yeah.
and like the people that are like my trainer, and
Yeah.
like they refer to you as my trainer
Yeah.
through your app, which is so cool.
It's so cute. Just thinking about it, it's so cute.
No, it is so cute, and it's something you should be so proud of yourself
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
Definitely proud of it.
What was like your biggest obstacle that you had to face during those moments?
During the Train with T app,
Yeah. Like during like the progression to like where you are now.
Yeah.
And then I guess two questions. During that, and then what is something that you see for like the future of Training with T?
yeah. So I think in the beginning, I was just really confused on, you know, how am I going to film it? What camera should I use? How should I do the editing? Like those small minor things, like making
Yeah.
programs I could do with my eyes closed, like all day, every day. It was just the filming and the editing that really got me. I was like, I feel so brain dead when I get on my computer. I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh. Like I feel like a dud. Like I didn't know what I was doing. So I definitely learned from that, like different
Yeah.
techniques that work, what my clients liked. Like one of their requests was like, can you please put a timer on? I'm like, of
Oh,
course, you know, like
yeah.
those little feedback, and I listened to
Yeah.
them. Whatever they wanted, I would give them. Like, is there something you want to focus more on? we want more Pilates. You got it. We're going to add more Pilates classes on there. So I think it was just listening. That was the hardest part, was just the editing. And then what was the second question?
Where do you see, like, what are you manifesting now that we're talking about, like, manifesting how everything has come to, like, life for you? Where do you see Training with T going?
My next goal for Training with T is to have our retreats and have them, like, all these people from worldwide
Oh
to
my
come
God, that's
in person.
incredible.
So when we went to Mayfair for your event, my girl Lizzie was like, oh my gosh, this would be the best event space, like, for the
Yes.
retreat. I was like, honestly, like, if people are flying in, like, all over the country, like, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
So we're just, like, shopping around and looking, and we're aiming for, like, 2024 to hopefully get them to come in person.
They're incredible. They would love to have you.
Ooh.
Like, this would be so good for Training with T.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Like, I just want them in person, because, like, it's so funny. I feel like I know them, and they feel like they know me, too. Because, like,
Yeah.
I'm on camera, I tell them about my life and all these things.
Yeah.
And just seeing them in person, I think, will be so magical.
No, I think that's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be able to, like, physically, like, connect with them, connect with, like, their bodies, move them,
Yeah.
move, like, their
Oh
hearts
my God,
and
you should
spirits.
come in and do, like, a little
I
manifestation
would
journaling.
love to.
Oh my God, let's do it!
Wait, that would be amazing.
And then we'll get the
Yeah.
cute journals. We'll do all the things.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then if you're in New York for our event, which I really hope you can make it because that would mean so much, but yeah, so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk more about, like, women's health. How did that,
Yeah.
like, come about? Which also is fucking huge.
Oh my God, so
Like,
huge.
that's ginormous.
I know, I have to, like, cut the pages out and frame them.
Oh, you should. Yeah,
Yeah.
you should get, like, a frame box for that.
Yeah, I totally need to do it. So I used to teach in New York City, and you don't even know who comes into your classes. Like, so the regular clients come in. I don't know anything. I don't know what they do for a living.
Yeah.
One of them, Amanda, shout out to Amanda. She is a women's health editor. She's one of those people up there, and she came up to me. She was like, "We want to shoot you." I'm like, "This is in 2018." I was like, "Me? You want to shoot me?" I was like, "All right, let's do it." You know. So
Yeah.
in 2018, so I say this to anyone and everyone who's, like, in fitness. Like, we put on a full-on performance, and that's how I like to look at fitness in classes. Like, you don't know who you're performing. You want to give the best class. You want to give the most information. You want to be nice. You want to be present. You don't
Yeah.
want to be, like, you know, I don't know. I read a ton of reviews. Like, they're just arrogant, or just, like, they don't pay attention to you. Like, we want every person in group fitness and just in general to feel special. So that's what I really did in all of my classes, and
Yeah.
that's how you get recognized. So I got recognized by one of the girls who I love so much, and yeah, ever since 2018, we built that relationship, and then 2023, now I get a 2-page spread, which is so
Wow.
cool. They featured me a lot throughout the magazine. Like, I do a lot of, like,
I've seen your quotes. Like,
Yes,
I've
I
seen
have
your
a lot of
quotes throughout the
quotes.
pages,
Yes.
which has been so cool just in general.
yeah, so I've
Yeah.
done quotes for them. You'll see some photos of me in there too, kind of like stock photos. So yeah, it's really like building that relationship right from the beginning.
Yeah. Wow. And so I know you talk so much about, like, workouts and helping women with lower back pain.
Yeah.
I know so many women who, like, can't work out consistently because of that.
Yeah.
And what is your biggest, like, tip? How do you help them improve that the most?
Yeah.
Like, what's your biggest takeaway?
Movement is medicine. So, like, we're told by our doctors, like, just rest. Okay, yes, that's not wrong, but how much longer can you rest? Because now our muscles are starting to stretch out. That's causing more of an injury. So in the long run, you're not going to feel better. You're going to actually feel worse. So moving your body, strength training is probably the golden standard. And then also, like, are you stretching? What's your mobility routine like? All of those things kind of wrap together. So I have my program called Move Better, and that's what really focuses on low back pain. So I have a ton of women that come to me. They're like, I just gave birth, my back is killing me, or like I've always
yeah.
dealt with back pain for years. I don't know what to do. Like, I've tried everything. I've heard, like, everything from everyone, or they go to a fitness class and they get hurt. And it's not rare.
That's actually happened to me too. Because I feel
Oh.
like when you're in it, you're just, like, moving so quick and you don't even realize it, and
Yeah.
your adrenaline's so high
Yeah.
that when you leave, you're like, ooh, wait, I definitely didn't do that move right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a lot of people come to me saying that, I teach in group fitness, and we try our best to watch everyone, but it's honestly really hard. I was in a Barry's class, and the girl next to me was running, and she fell flat on her face and fell off the machine. And the instructor and me just, like, I jumped off my treadmill and I ran to her, and I'm like, oh my God, the instructor didn't even see it. It's so hard. Like, you're in a dark room.
Yeah.
How many people are in
Yeah.
the room? Like, it can be easily missed, or someone can get hurt.
Do you take often like friends classes or like other group fitness
Oh my
classes?
God, yes. So in New York, 100%. Here, do I have a few friends? I feel like I don't have enough friends in the fitness industry down here. Like Miami, yes, but like in the
Yeah.
Boca area, I don't really have that many.
I feel like there's a lot more happening always in Miami. Like, are you constantly back and forth
Yes.
for events and
All
like
the time.
everything?
Yeah, so I teach at Tremble, Miami. So I'm driving down there like twice, 3 times a week.
I love Tremble, by the way. I tried it the first time in New York. In the
In the Soho location?
Yeah, for last Fashion Week, and then I'm so excited for it to open in Boca.
I'm so
'cause I'm so
excited.
excited to take your classes.
Yes. It's gonna be in Meisner. I have to go see the location. But I'm so excited. We need it. We need something more around here. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not a moms and pops fitness studio kind of person, which I'm not against or anything. I'm just so used to New York City boutique. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just opened a new location in the Hamptons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting, right? Have you gone up to visit that?
No, I haven't been there yet.
I feel like everyone has been up there this summer.
Yeah.
Everyone. Like
Everyone.
more than I think ever in my entire life. Everyone's in the Hamptons.
Yes. This is like my second year not being in the Hamptons because ever since I moved down here, I
Yeah.
haven't gone. And it feels weird not being there. But
Really?
like I have to adjust. Like I'm like, okay, I have to enjoy my summer here in Florida. And like, now there's less people. You can do things a little bit quicker, less traffic.
Yeah, and the beaches are a lot more emptier now.
Yes.
Which you would think this is the opposite. but-
Yeah.
I know I wanted to talk to you about social media because we talked about how social media kind of grew your platform, your
Yeah.
everything. Do you ever find it hard with comparison? Like, do you ever compare yourself to other creators or other, like, trainers?
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard not to.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when you're scrolling, you're like, am I falling behind? Or like, is everyone ahead of me? Or like, is that time when I took that 4-hour break? Like this is how like deep dive I'll go. Like,
Really?
did I take that 4-hour break? Is it because I fell behind of that? And then I have to like pull myself out. I'm like, I have to start unfollowing people that made me feel that way.
I'm
And
the
it-
exact same.
yeah,
I'm
you
so
know?
big on that.
Yeah, like I'm like not feeling good, and if I'm not feeling excited, it's not a jealousy kind of thing. It's just like it's a me thing. Like, should I do more? I should be doing more. And reality is like we are doing the best. We are doing our best, Tom. Like we can't put so much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like comparison is natural and it's human, and just to pull yourself out of it is really important.
Well, that's so good. I heard a quote, and this like completely changed my like way I think of social media. Because
Yeah.
I'm the same. Like, I basically mute, and I love all my friends, I love all my family. But if you don't inspire me on social media, you're not coming up on my feed. You're
Yeah.
not coming up on my stories because it just doesn't bring me like energy.
Yes.
But I saw this like TikTok, and it was talking about how if you see something on your page that you want to be doing or like something of that, it's almost like a way of the universe being like, this is coming for you.
Yeah.
And so ever since I saw that, every time I see something that I want to do or something that I feel like I compare myself with, I'm like, this is coming for me. This is coming to life.
Yeah.
I'm like a carrot. Am I doing? I'm so sorry. Having acne and feeling confident within my skin has always been something that I've struggled with within the past 22 years of my life. I recently stumbled upon a product that has completely changed my skin. I've been using AO2 Clear for the past 4 months now, and when I tell you guys that when I look at photos side by side of how my skin used to look versus how it looks now, I look like a completely different person. The simplicity and science behind this product absolutely blows my mind. AO2 Clear is distilled water with billions of nano-oxygen bubbles that helps heal my skin from fewer breakouts and let my skin breathe in the most natural way possible. Use discount code AMELIAMAY for 20% off your first order. Head to www.ao2clear.com to purchase your 30-day supply. Yeah, I feel like you're in such a crazy industry that's always like go, go, going.
Yes.
Like everyone in your industry has such big personalities.
Oh my God, so much. You have to have a personality if you're in fitness.
Yeah.
Like, because we're selling ourselves, as the brand. So yeah, it can be super competitive, but then if you just, like I was telling Amelia before, like I have my solid group of fitness friends and like fitness and business friends that like, if we ask each other, can you do this for me? Can you hook this person up? We'll do it in like a heartbeat. And
Which is so cool because that's not, I feel like, how it is in social media most days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're so open to collaborating, and just having support feels really good. And all of that outside, we can just like shift our mindset and just be like, okay, let's use that person as our inspiration. There's so many people out there that I look, I'm like, oh my God, how did you get this gig? Like, I want to get that gig. So when people ask me, like, how did you get this gig? I'm like, all right, this is what I did. These are, like, I want to give as many pointers as possible because I want it to be possible for other people. Like, I don't want it to be selfish.
I love
you know?
that. I love that. And I think there needs to be more people like you that can like curate the space in this environment to be like, no, there's room for everyone.
Yeah.
There's room for everyone. There's more opportunities than you can even imagine.
Yeah, so
Wow.
many.
So good.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you ever find it hard for like work-life balance? Like because our phones are always in our hands and when your life is on your phone, like do you struggle with that at all or how do you manage that?
Totally struggle with that. It's so funny. I saw one of the trainers today and he was like, oh, I got off social media for like 4 days or whatever. I'm like, if I had to choose, like to this day right now, I would love to be off social media. Like I would love to be like off grid and just like have my solid friends, but I have a business, you know? So like I have to show up and you know, it's something that I can't even think twice about, like, should I stay off? So I'll give myself breaks. I'll give myself like 2 days break.
Yeah.
You know, I think even just a day off social media feels so good.
It does. Or like just not answering. Like when you get a message, like I'll see it and then in the back of my head, and I'm sure you feel the same way, like I'll be like, I'll respond to them later.
Yes.
And then while you're doing things, you're like, I need to respond to them. I need to respond to them. Yeah. And what are some of the things that you do to like decompress to show up for yourself when you're not feeling 100%?
Yeah, I do a lot. So I'll do any biohacking things because like I'm so interested in that stuff.
Yes.
So anything for my health, I love just like zoning out from just business things and just learning. I love working out. That's, you know, that's my favorite thing to do. And then just finding new things. Me and my husband are like, we want to explore Florida more. So like we make it a point like, okay, let's go see this place. We just came from like St. Pete's and Naples just for like 2 days and just exploring and enjoying each other's company because we just got married. And
which congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we just want to enjoy each other's presence. And I think that's really nice to like block out some work stuff and just like, you know, be present. I think family is really important now that like we're starting, you know, a new life.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people would appreciate to hear because I mean, you are like you're always on.
Yes.
And it's hard to turn it off.
Yeah. If there's like a celebrity at the gym, like I really try my best like not to.
Does that happen a lot?
In New York, yes, all the time.
Wait, really? Well, I guess that makes sense because I feel like they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah, like the really cool thing was like I was at SoulCycle and Lucy Liu would come to class all the time. And Lucy Liu from Charlie's Angels.
See, I'm so young.
Oh my god. Well, she's so cool. Like we would all like respect each other in that like fitness space. Like we wouldn't bother them. She would like smack my bike, smack my butt. Like we were just like. It felt good. Wow. Like she wants to be like the celebrities do want to be a part of us too and just be normal. So I think respecting space is important.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my friends in New York, they say that they'll see like Daniel Radcliffe or like who's another one? No one's ever seen Taylor Swift, but like they'll see or like Joe Jonas.
Yes,
or,
he's out and about a lot.
Like random like big celebrities like the guy from You. The main
yes,
character?
Yes, the Gossip Girl guy.
He's like always around town.
If I saw him in New York City, I'd be so creeped out. Like he was like my Gossip Girl kind of guy. He was so cute, nerdy, and then now You. Like, and did you finish the series?
No. Oh wait, Gossip Girl or
no, You.
Okay, I'm actually such a weirdo. I don't watch anything that doesn't make me feel like bubbly inside.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Because I like if I watch I was talking about this with my boyfriend last night. If I watch a horror movie, I won't sleep for weeks. Like when I was a kid, I showered with goggles on after watching The Conjuring because I was like terrified. So I'm like I get so affected by like energy. So if something's like creepy to me or doesn't make me happy, I'm like I won't watch. I don't know. I'm like a child when it comes to things.
No,
like
I don't blame you, and thank God you didn't watch it. I watched the first season, and I couldn't even press a remote to press play. Like I was like I'm creeped out. Like I can't finish this. It was just very creepy. So. I don't recommend it.
And I live by myself, so I always get like paranoid with things like that. Like Law and Order. I won't watch Law and Order.
Oh my god, I was on an episode.
You were? Wait, no way.
Yeah, but I was like a background person, but it was so cool to see them in action.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. And it's around the city too. Like they'll just like take little corners, right?
Take little corners, they'll rent it out for like the entire day.
Wow. Wait, that's so cool.
Yes.
This episode has filled my cup so much.
What was it?
You just like give me energy.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I thought the Law and Order episode. I'm like, whoa.
You're like, wait, she's actually crazy. I mean, I'm like, it makes me so happy.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. What was the episode?
That's right now. It's like
okay, good. I'm glad.
my gosh. You just you like walked into my apartment and you just like lit up and you just like lit me up.
Oh, I love hearing
And
that.
you just have such great energy.
Thank you.
I'm
You
sure
too.
you get told that all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You too. You probably get that all the time too.
Thank you. It depends
Yeah.
on what mood I'm in.
That's true. Like whatever, it depends on our day. You know,
Yeah,
and like we were
for
saying
sure.
beforehand, like, you know, if I don't journal like that 5 minutes, or like if I don't work out in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
like I just feel like in the afternoon, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why am I so angry? I'm like, I didn't work
Mm-hmm.
out. Like I need to leave right now. I need to go do something.
Yeah.
You know?
Same. Like it connects me so much with my mind and body.
Yeah.
That if it kind of stabilizes me. Like I have to work out first thing in the morning or my entire day's off. Like
Yeah.
I feel weird. Or like a 5-minute walk or like
Yes.
just doing like something.
Yeah. Instead of like sitting down behind a computer and just on your phone. Like I feel like I get more upset when I'm on my phone or my computer.
Yeah,
you know?
me too.
I have to like put that timer on. I'm like, okay, an hour, 2 hours, that's it, and then I got to do something else.
Yeah, because it's like the creative outlet. Like,
Yeah.
I actually cried today. I told you that.
Yeah.
I like cried today, and I was like, wait, I haven't cried in weeks. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And I was like, I should probably just take a couple deep breaths. Like as simple as that. Like literally just,
Yeah.
and you just feel so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I want to know wellness. I want to know
Yes.
everything. Like, what are your daily routines, and what do you do? Okay, first let's do your daily routines. Like, what's a day in the life?
Day in a life is I'll do my wake up, you know.
Wait, what is your, walk me through your morning routine.
Okay.
I want to hear it.
All right, let's think. Okay, so let's say I'm like teaching at Trumbull. Like that's one of like my busier days.
Uh-huh.
I'll wake up at like 6 a.m. or maybe like 5:55. I like waking up at 5:55 because that means abundance with those angel numbers. So like I like waking up.
You wake up to 5:55.
Yeah. So most days I wake up at 5:55. I'm really tired.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've
so-
never heard of that.
Yes,
That's
if
incredible.
anyone wants to try this, like you just wake up with so that means abundance. So like every day I'm like, okay, I'm waking up with abundance. I go downstairs.
I'm trying that immediately tomorrow.
Try it. Any of like the angel
my
numbers.
gosh.
If it makes sense. No, you don't want to do sixes. You want to do 5. I'm just thinking. I want to wake up
No,
three.
yeah.
So try 5:55, people. So
Your clock won't allow you to.
the clock won't allow you to do that. Just saying. So I'll wake up, I'll go downstairs, I'll drink, you know, I've been on this like water with lemon and salt.
Me too.
I'm like loving it. I feel like a huge difference. Then I'll do like my electrolytes and then my micro boost. So I did this really cool thing at this biohack lab in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And they test your minerals.
Oh.
So you take your
Wow.
palm. Yeah, you should totally try it. You'd be like hooked. You're like, oh my God, I want more information.
Oh my gosh,
so they
yeah.
tap it like on your palm and you need to know your blood type.
Okay.
So we do the testing, and they're like, okay, you have a lot of pollution in your body. She was like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, New York City. And I was like, when does it get out? Like, she was like, it's gonna take obviously years to come out.
Pollution, like air pollution,
Air
or just
pollution.
like. Wow. Okay.
all that pollution. And
Where does that get stored? Did she tell you?
no, I wish I knew. But she's like, okay, well, you know, obviously hydrate, drink a lot of water,
Yeah.
and flush it all out. But then she also gave me like this electrolytes and micro boost. Then she said, we found aluminum. And I'm like, I use non-aluminum deodorant. You know, I try my best to stay as clean. But then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, when I heat up my food, I use
In the
them-
microwave. Yeah.
I use it with aluminum.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I stopped doing that. So like any little thing like made me think. And then she was like, oh my gosh, there's 2 things. She was like, do you have trouble losing weight? I'm like, not at all. She was like, okay, are you stressed? I'm like, I am beyond stress, like beyond stress. So
But you don't look or carry that. Like you would never think that.
wow, I love that. I love
Yeah.
hearing that. You know what? My husband, he knows me best. I'm like, I push it all the way down to the bottom. Like you would never ever know. But this was a time when, so my husband, in doctor's terms, is sick. So
I'm so sorry to hear about that.
it's okay. So to me, he's not sick. When I
Okay.
look at him, he's not sick. And
Okay.
I always say, I'm like, you're not sick, because if we keep telling ourselves, I'm sick,
Yeah.
I'm not," you know, your body listens. You would look at him, you would never even guess he was.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, that was the week we got really bad news. And then
Oh no.
the time I saw you, we had another bad news. So, like, it was just a lot of stressful things. And she was like, okay, this is what I want you to do. Don't be stressed about being stressed. And I was like, she
You're
was like, I
wow,
know.
that's such great. You're like, thank you.
She was like,
Why
I
didn't
know.
I think of that?
Yeah. She was like, I know it's easier said than done, but she was like, I want you to just do more things for yourself. So that's ever since that mineral thing, I was like, okay, I need to do more things, like go out to an event, meet
Yeah.
people, just working out and just like not being by myself, because like I love working out by myself.
Yeah.
You know? that's my outlet. But like meeting and hanging out with other people will just kind of distract you and put you and boost your mood, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like one of my things was like biohacking was checking out my minerals.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I've
Yeah.
never even heard anyone talk
Yeah.
about that. Now I'm like, wait, I should probably too.
Yeah, it's so cool. And you can go like once a year and just see and checking on your minerals, which is
Wow.
great. But yes, another thing to add to the biohacking, do you do
Okay.
cryotherapy?
I do occasionally. Honestly, and I know like cold therapy is so much better than heat therapy, but I'm so big on like heat therapy that like when I get into cryo machines, I don't feel the difference but when I get into cold plunges, like I used to try my first cold plunge last 2 weeks ago. I hated it. I hated every second of it. I couldn't stay in it. I was trying to do Wim Hof too. I was like
Yeah,
trying to do it during it, couldn't keep it.
I know it's tough.
But okay, yeah. What were you
So
saying?
I love cryo and I do like the cold plunge, but I like cryotherapy better.
You do? Okay.
So before the wedding, I went every single day for the like 10 days straight.
Where did you go?
I went to Restore.
Oh, I
in
love
Boca.
Restore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Restore.
okay.
They're sweethearts over there.
Yeah.
So I went there every single day, and I loved it because I mean it makes your skin glow. And you burn an extra 500 calories.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it decreases muscle soreness because I was sore every single day. I was training like a fiend, and then I would do red light therapy right after.
I do love red light.
Love that.
Oh, and they have like the full red light body machine. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. That was like my favorite biohack. Like as I was prepping for the wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And then do you like morning routines? Are they the same no matter what when you're traveling?
No, God, I wish.
How
No,
do
it's
you
so
like balance
hard.
it when you're traveling?
Whenever we travel, I love that the traveling gets so exciting. Like you're packing your outfits, it's so exciting. And then like you get there and you're like, okay, wait, where's my protein? Where's my oatmeal? Like I love like my morning routine. So my morning routine, oh my God, that's where I'm like,
you're saying
I'm like
this is
A
like-
to Z. Like
This is the good stuff. Like these are the best conversations when we're like a canon.
Yeah.
And we just like talk about everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that. Well, I'll go back to the routine because then it'll make more sense.
But I'm loving all of this.
I love that you love it.
Yeah.
So I would do like my on an empty stomach, do all of that, and then I would make my oatmeal with my collagen protein, which is really important. I try and get
Okay.
30 grams of protein in the morning, and then I had tried
What oatmeal and what protein?
oatmeal and then Bub's collagen,
Okay.
my favorite. So like skin, hair, nails, all the best, and it's really clean.
Okay.
So I'll eat that when I get to the studio, but when I'm driving, if I'm really tired, which I've noticed ever since I started the water, lemon, and Himalayan salt, that I don't feel as tired when I'm driving down to Miami.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can probably sip on my first, like my coffee sip in like 90 minutes.
Is this your second coffee of the day?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, are you drinking coffee for the first time? Because I like it that I like fast until today I ate faster, but I normally fast for a really long time.
Oh, you do?
Which I know people like have mixed opinions on.
No, I think it's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I know so many of my friends and I like friends in the fitness industry too have been like, Amelia, it's not good for you, but I love it. It makes me feel so good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? Every person, every body, like as you know, we say, is different. Like
Yeah.
if you can withstand it, like who does it really? Teachers can do like intermittent fasting really well
Yeah.
because they wake up and they're ready in class. You know, and then their lunchtime is at like 11 or 12. That's when they break their fast.
Yeah.
So it really depends on your lifestyle and the way you feel. If you really enjoy the way you feel, then stick with it. Don't ever let someone be like, wow, it's bad for you. No, if you feel good, stay with it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I need to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then you have your first sip of coffee as you're driving down to Trumbull.
Then I teach 4 classes
Wow, back to back.
back to back.
Did your voice ever get like?
There's days, sometimes yes.
Yeah.
But when I get home, I'm like, I cannot hop on a call. I don't want to train a client. Like I want to zip it. You know,
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts like motivating, self-development, self-care
Who
kind
are
of podcasts.
your favorite?
Lately, I've been listening to Chris Harder and Lori Harder about like business development. Their short episodes are like 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll listen to like Etsy things. And then when I come back, I listen to Housewives. Because now I'm like, all right, I'm already energized.
Yeah.
Like I just want to listen to something brainless.
Okay.
So then I listen to like, what's it called? All About Real Housewives. It's, I'm a Bravo addict. So I listen to that when I
Yeah.
come home. So it's just chill. But yeah, I teach the 4 classes and it's exhausting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I'll come home. I'm like, okay, I definitely need a nap. So I'll nap, and then
What time do you like come back?
I usually get home around like 1 or 2.
Okay, and then what time do you get to Trumbull?
I get there at 7.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll get there at like 7, 7:15. Eat my breakfast while I'm like setting up the machines and all the things, and then after the 4 classes, by my 4th class, I tell them all the time, like, guys, you are my last class. I want high energy. I don't want you to stress me out. And sometimes if they're like brand new and, obviously it's a little bit more stressful, I'm like, I'm winded.
You're like, I don't have time for this. Come earlier in the day.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
early in the day, I have more energy. Now I'm exhausted. So then I come home and then I'll have like admin work, emails, and then I'll have like maybe one or two clients.
And then do you train your clients like at gyms or do you train them like virtually?
I train them virtually.
Okay.
So I'd like to say like 70% are virtual and then 30% in person.
Okay. And each varies because you have so many different workouts. Like
Yeah.
you do so many different types of movement.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you do the most?
Definitely strength training. A lot of my clients all come to me for like losing weight, feeling better, and decreasing any kind of pain if they came with an injury. So it's a lot of strength training. And then they all know that I teach like my Pilates classes, so they'll hop onto the app and just follow along.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then anything like daily habits that you eat? Like what are you someone who eats like a regular diet every single day? Or like what does that look like for you?
I basically eat the same exact thing all
Yeah.
the time. And I like rotate it. So afternoon I'll probably eat a salad or maybe like lettuce wraps that I'm obsessed with. And then at night, it's either the same thing. It's like either I do a fish, steak, or chicken. And like I rotate it. Like I never want to do back-to-back fish. I'll plan out the menu.
And then are you dairy, non-dairy? What is like your...
I eat it all.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah. I think that's so great too because a lot of people in this industry don't.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool hearing both sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like all I focus on is eating whole foods. I think that's really important, and finding your balance, because like there's so many misinformation out there. Like back then it was like butter is bad for you.
Yeah.
And then now it's, years later, butter is a superfood, So when I post like any of my videos and I put butter into my fish, someone would comment like, that's too much butter. I'm like, I'm not going to have a debate with someone whose understanding like years ago was butter is so bad for you. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to just let it be, because I hate arguing on social media.
Do you ever find, like, 'cause I'm a deleter. Like, if someone comments something, I don't care what it is, I'm deleting your comment and I'm blocking you.
You know what? I leave it.
You do? Wow.
I leave it, and then I'll have like a follower like fight for me. Like they just like I hop on, I'm like, oh my god, she's fighting for me. I'm like, that was so nice.
like,
I
"Thanks for
I don't know who you are, but that was so
supporting me."
nice of you.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, if there's like hateful comments, I'm trying to think if there's a lot. If it was really bad, then I'll delete it. But if
Yeah.
it's like questioning and there's a debate, I'll leave it on there.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I need to get better with that because I have like I recently redid parts of my apartment.
I love that.
And thank you. And so many people were like this one guy was like, that's effing crooked. And I was like, delete, block. Like,
What
I
a
was
loser!
like,
Why you're really like you're going like this to
I
see?
was like, I don't really care about you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And then what are things that you do on your regular basis or daily basis that set you up to like give you so much energy and like let you show up for like, because you deal with a lot of personalities on a regular basis.
Oh my god, 100%.
So like what are some of the things that you like non-negotiables need to do?
It's working out is my non-negotiable. I think that's the most important. And then also my decompress. Like I have that 1 hour at night, like that's my housewife hour. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to think about fitness. I don't want to answer an email. I don't want to program. I don't want to film. That 1 hour is so sacred to me that I love.
Wow.
And that kind of
Yeah.
re-energizes me. And then, my clients, we talk about it. It's fun to like
Yeah.
something like to meet us in the middle to find something similar.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And then what is a wellness, like what's a wellness thing that you took on this year or recently that you like have implemented? Well, I guess you said like the water.
I think the water,
hot
yes.
water, yeah.
Yeah.
And the salt is so good too. Like,
Yeah.
I had a friend over and I was like putting sea salt into my water and she was like, why are you doing that? She was like, drinking salt water is bad. And I was like, no, it's actually so good for you.
Yeah.
And it's so good for your hydration levels.
Hydration levels. It also helps with your pH levels, your digestion. There's so many benefits to it.
Yeah. I think we're going to end this episode with like just a couple quick questions.
Okay.
I'm so big on like going and healing your inner child or healing like parts of you that need it the most.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you wish you could go back and tell the youngest version of yourself?
Oh, you know what? Let's
Wait,
see.
that was so cute. You were just like such a happy like being. I love it.
I have to. I think it was. I grew up in a very white dominant neighborhood,
Okay.
and like my childhood friends, all of our friend group, our parents are all immigrants. So I like literally all gravitated
Wow.
to each other, and
Yeah.
we're all different kind of races and all of these things, and back then, I didn't know what race was and all these things that my dad would always remind me. He was like, you're not white. Like, you have to work harder, you have to show up more. And I wish I didn't put that much pressure on myself. Like, back then I was like, okay, I have to be better. I always have to be better. But like, I guess it shaped me to the person I am, but at such a young age, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's something that I feel like I don't talk a lot about either. Like, because I did too. I
Yeah.
grew up but all my best friends were like blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls.
Yeah.
So I just thought I looked like them until
Yeah.
I like realized I was like, no, I don't look like you.
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
when we're
yeah.
kids, we're so innocent. We don't
Yeah.
even know, like, the difference. Like, I didn't know there were different nationalities. And then until my dad was like, no, hello, like, what planet are you living on? Like, you're not. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the same. I was like, wait, what do you mean I'm not white?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm not white. And then I hid it for a really long time growing up.
Yeah.
Like, I was just embarrassed to be Asian.
Yeah.
And now I effing love it.
I love it.
I embrace it to every way I can.
Yes, and I feel
Yeah.
like as we got older, it was like more of embracing it. Like, I went through the phase of like, I want colored contacts. I had blue ones.
Oh, really?
That doesn't look real, like real for me. So I had like blue contacts, and then I had like really light hair. And I remember like my boxing coach was like, I don't know, I think I was like 16. He was like, Tatiana, like, you're so beautiful. Why are you doing this to
Yeah.
yourself? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, remove the contacts. You have beautiful brown eyes, and dye your hair black, back to black. And like, I didn't understand it. And then like, now my husband now, he's like, I hated the way you look. Like, you had a belly button, you had light hair, like you had a nose ring, like things that are so not
Yeah.
natural. Like, you were just a natural beauty, and embrace it.
Yeah.
And I think loving like our nationality and where we come from.
Yeah.
I think the comfort comes from it, like from our partner. Like, I was like always so nervous.
Yeah.
Like, when I was dating,
Oh my gosh, yes.
I was like, are these guys gonna like accept my Asian family or like my,
Yeah.
And so,
Same.
right?
Like, and friends too. Like, anyone
Yeah.
I would be I'd be like, my family's Asian, like, they're not like yours. But now I'm like, my family's Asian, they're not like yours.
yes,
Like,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So we kind of just like changed our tune a little bit.
And how long have you guys dated for? Because it seems like he's grown so much with you.
Oh my God, we've been together for 11
married.
years. Well, we
Dated and
yeah,
married.
we
Yeah.
dated for 10 years, and now we're married for 3 months.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it feels good. Like, when I first started dating him, I was like, I don't know if you're like really gonna, understand like this Asian culture. And then he was like, no, I love rice. I was like, oh, you do? I was like, great, you'll fit in.
Wait, that's amazing.
Does your boyfriend too? Does he like embrace it?
He does. He's never dated an Asian girl. Every like guy I've ever had in the past, they've been like, "Oh, you're like the first Asian girl I've ever dated," and then I'm like, "Just wait, like it's crazy." Like, my family's crazy. My family is like so big and embracive.
Yeah.
But yeah, my past boyfriend didn't spend much time with my family. And I think that was a really big worry of mine.
Yeah.
The guy I'm currently with loves it and like loves the food and loves trying it and
Yeah.
loves hearing about, because my mom is Buddhist, so loves hearing about like the temple
Yes.
and everything in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it feels good when you find like a partner that you can share your like culture and your
Yeah.
ethnicity. It feels good. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like we can be ourselves more.
Yeah, and they like love all parts of it and like
Yeah.
friends too. Like
Friends,
growing
yeah.
up, I was so afraid of like my friends, but now all my friends are like, "This is awesome! Like, we love when your mom cooks.
Yes.
Like, we love going with you to wherever you guys go
Yeah.
for like families or
Yeah.
just all the craziness
Yeah,
that
I
comes
love
with
that.
it.
Yeah. I think that now as we get older, we appreciate it, and our
Yeah.
friends do too.
Yeah. Well, because I also think that growing up when we were younger, it was such like not a faux pas, but everyone wanted to look like the typical American girl.
Yeah.
And that's just what we grew up knowing.
Yeah.
And now it's so embracive to like accept who you are and love who you are.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I love that, and that's so true. I'm like thinking back at the time, like, yeah, we were just embracing the American look,
Yeah.
and which is nothing wrong with it, but it's just like now we get to embrace us.
Yeah. As it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 3 words that you would describe yourself and your workouts. So like 6 words.
Okay. Okay. Myself, I would say resilient,
Love.
energetic, and hardworking.
Love.
For the app, okay, fun, energetic, and result driven. If that's what combined as one.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
cool.
Yeah. That
Can we combine it?
that counts. Yeah. What motivates you every single day to show up for yourself?
I think it's my clients.
Really?
Yeah, like I wake up every morning because I know I have a client waiting behind the screen. I know I have a client waiting at the gym for me. I know I have like people at the studio. Like when I was teaching in New York City, I used to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and I woke up because people are at the door at 6 a.m. waiting for me to teach them a class. You
Yeah.
know, like that's what motivates me every morning to get up. I'm like, okay, I have a job to do. You know, people would be like, oh, it's just fitness. No, it's like more than just fitness. You know, it's like that 1 hour that I give my energy. I share that energy. They take it and they move on to the next, part
Yeah.
of their day.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so great. I
Yeah.
love that. Well, Tatiana, I've loved having you on my podcast and getting to know you more and sitting down and learning about everything in your life. So thank you so much for coming on. Do you want to plug your socials before where everyone can find you?
Yeah.
And then your app too.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you so much for having me. That was a lot of fun. We had the best time. So you guys can follow me on Instagram at Tatiana Lampa. And then you can find my Training with T app page. So Training with T app on Instagram. And then in the Apple Store and in Google Play, Training with T. And if you are experiencing back pain or any kind of pain, you can reach out to me. And I have my program called Move Better.
Awesome. Well, thank you so
Oh
much
my God,
again.
thank you.